Hello guys, how are you? I'm sure you guys must be doing great. Welcome to my channel for another video today, and this time I have really got a very interesting topic, and usually we find it tough to solve these type of questions. And this is basically a question from Leetcode where we have to identify the valid emails. Now, when we say email, so emails usually have the name and then followed by surname or some kind of a number, and then the domain is there. So there is a certain format in which emails are accepted, and we are going to look into it. So I have generalized this question a bit, and not only what's there in lead code. If you're able to understand the concept well, you can easily and quickly solve the lead code problem. So let's look into this problem, dive into it quickly, and start. Uh, yeah, so identify the valid emails. Now I have taken two examples, and if you see in the email ID, this says neeraj.chopra@yahoo.co.in. So this is an email ID of a person, and if you see, this has the components like the name or the first identifier, and this has two components that first the name is there, then there's a full stop, a point, and then Chopra, then @ and then the domain. Now domain has three components here. First is your domain name, and then you have the extension, and then you have the extension again. And this the last extension that is pretty much optional. So you can have yahoo.co.in or you can have yahoo.com as well. Both of these are valid email IDs. Now, if you see on this particular email ID, and this is like neera.chopra@yahoo.co.in, whereas Yahoo is spelling, there is a hash in between, which is a special character which is not allowed in the domain names. And so this is not a valid email ID. So what is allowed in an email ID? There are certain rules everybody abides by, and those are like for the first element of the email ID, you can have characters, you can have digits, numbers, then should not start with a full stop or numbers, should not have a special character either in the name. Now, for the second digit, second portion of the identifier, we have the characters, digits, we have numbers, we can use hyphens. Again, it should not have any special characters, and it should be at least one character long. And then what we have is the domain name, and domain name at least, again, one character long. There is no special character like allowed in it. Then there is this extension, which is 2 to 8 characters long, that is scope. And then basically second extension, which is again 2 to 8 characters long, and it is optional. You can have it, you can, or either you want to skip this through. So these are a few of the like rules for the email IDs. Now let's dive into the code and see how we are going to do it. So first we create the data, and I created the schema. We have the ID, name, and the mail. We have these are the schema of the table, and then we have the data, whereas there are 4 different variations of the same person's email. So first is neeraj.chopra-30@yahoo.co.in. This is a valid email, the first one. The second one as well is a valid email. The difference is like in the extension here. Third one is an invalid email. And why this is invalid email is because we have a special character in the domain name. And same, we have the fourth one where we have the email ID is starting with a full stop. So let's create this table, and then let's see how this thing works. So we have the table here, like ID, name, and the email ID. Now, how are you going to solve these type of questions? These type of questions are usually like these are having patterns, and you have a certain kind of a pattern or we better to call it a regular expression that we are going to match here. And using regular expression, we are going to use the method available in pyspark.sql.functions, that is regular expression extract. So we are going to pass in a regular expression a string there, and if that matches this particular field, it is going to extract it and give it to us in our like new column, whichever we create. So let's look how we are going to write the regular expression string here. So to write the regular expression string, I have pasted all this the rules that we abide by for the email ID creation. And then if you see, we have the regular expression string here. So how we are going to, so the first thing we take is the caret here, the first character, that is a caret. And after caret, this indicates the start of the string here. And then we take the dollar sign here, which indicates the end of the string. Then we have the brackets. Now brackets are to group certain like elements, and if we group it, then the first character should only be falling within a range. And this too, it should not start with a number. It should not start with a full stop, any other kind of special characters. It should be only A to Z. Here, you can also give validation for lowercase and uppercase, but since we are not validating lowercase and uppercase, we are expecting it only to be in lowercase. We have put it in the lowercase. So this condition covers the first character should not be a full stop. Then we go ahead, like this character and this thing can be like at least one character. And so yeah, A to Z. Now next is the next set. Next set, it can have full stop, it can have hyphen. You can see it has full stop in between, it has hyphen here in between. Okay, so now these are the conditions, and that should also be at least one character long. So the addition sign. Now we close this grouping. Then we have the at the rate. So the at the rate is output. Then comes the domain name. For domain name, again, like it can be A to Z. There couldn't be any numbers as well. There could be. So basically, by \d, we are allowing the numerals here. Then there can be a hyphen as well, and at least one character long. And basically at least why, because you can have the domain name like any number of characters uh, that you have in your mind. Even the names can be long by any number of characters, so we say at least. Then we have the full stop here, and if we use the full stop, this will basically select like for all of the elements here. So we have to use an escape character so that it takes the full stop element in here. Then we have the full stop element. Then we start another set. Another set. This is the basically your extension. So in extension, the first extension should be like A to Z, no numbers, no special characters, nothing. And then 2 to 8 means it should be 2 to 8 characters long. Then comes the next part of the domain, and this is basically again it should start with full stop, and then you have A to Z, 2 to 8 characters long, and closed it. And this question mark, this means it's optional. So basically what like you have here is .com, and then you have .co.in. Both of them are valid ones. Okay. Now we use Sparks with column. We put the valid email ID. We are creating one valid email ID, and then we have the regular expression extract function, wherein we pass the mail regular regex end string that created here, and then we pass an index like from where it starts looking into. Then next to, let's run it and look at directly in the action. So here you have your like result, and the result, how the result is like, this is a valid email. The first one, this is a valid email. So in, you will have the valid email in this column. Then again, this is a valid email because just the change is the extension. name here. So this is also a valid column. But when you see this email, this is not valid because this has a special character here in its domain name. And then similarly, this email is also not valid. Why? Because there is a dot full stop point before the email ID as soon as it starts. So this is not a valid format. So this is the one, this is how you can solve this question. And yeah, so regular expressions, I hope I was able to clear your concept with regular expressions. And it's a very cool concept. In the beginning, it will be tough for you, but as soon as you learn it, then slowly you master it, and then you know it, and then it's cool to use. It's on your fingertips, basically. So yeah, I hope this video clears your doubt. You can solve the question, and happy learning. Yeah. So if you like the video, please, please, please share it, like it, subscribe it, spread the word across your friends. There are many cool stuff which is coming on into the channel. So yeah, thank you. I would thank you guys again for keeping me motivated in doing this. Thanks again. Bye bye. Take care.